We're talking Detroit Lions rumors, and we got a lot to talk about in this video. A ton of rumors this week regarding these subjects. We're talking free agency and the draft. So we're going to break it down because multiple now outlets is coming out with these potential scenarios. Lions trading up to get Jalen Carter. A lot of talk about that. We're going to give you what it would look like for this to occur, what the Lions would have to give up to get a player like him. Jessie Bates in free agency. I know the safety position, but multiple times he has come up. And same with James Bradberry. Lions potentially signing him in free agency. What would the contract look like? What would the defense look like? And same with Jamel, the cornerback out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those two players has been on the radar for some time, but we'll break it down for you. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of NFL free agency and the NFL draft for our Detroit Lions, you need to subscribe to the channel because that's all I do on here. I drop content every single day regarding these subjects, and we have a hell of a fun time doing so. Without further ado, let's get this thing started. Before we get into the meat and bones of this video, do me a favor and smash that like button. It really does push the video out there. Let's get to 400 likes. I think it can get done with your help. Let's go ahead and talk about this potential trade up to get Jalen Carter. You know Brad Holmes, he's an aggressive guy, and now a lot have been talking about this. Been here on 97 Won the Ticket, on multiple sites talking about potentially Lions getting a bulldozer player like Jalen Carter. What would it look like? Well, first off, the Lions would have to probably trade up to pick 3 because, you know, rumors come around the Bears will trade out of the first pick, go to 4. So if the Lions want to secure to get a Jalen Carter, you would have to go to pick 3 because we all know the Texans would take a quarterback. So then you would have let's say the Colts traded up to pick 1. They would take quarterback. Then you'd have 2. The Texans take quarterback. Then you have the option to get Jalen Carter. So the Lions would have to trade up. So the Lions would get pick 3, but we'd also get a round 4 pick 104. But you're giving up pick 6 and pick 18. So your second first-round pick to the Arizona Cardinals to get Jalen Carter. Is this something that's worth it? Well, if you do get Jalen Carter, you are giving up that pick 18, but you're getting a bona fide blue chip player. There's, I would say, 2 blue chip players. That's Will Anderson and Jalen Carter. You're getting my number 1 prospect at 3. Bona fide, completing the defensive line. It would wreak havoc in the NFC North. You do pick up an extra 4th round pick, and we know how good Brad Holmes is in the 4th round. And that would really make this defense terrifying. But would you trade up for Jalen Carter? Let me know in the comment section right now. T for trade up or P for pass. Give me your thoughts on this one below. When it comes to Jalen Carter, for me, it is absolutely an option the Lions could do. And it's tantalizing. I think about having Jalen Carter in the Honolulu blue and silver, potentially in the blue and black as we're getting a uniform change. I'm very much tempted to do this. I'm not a fan of trading up, but Jalen Carter is such a damn game changer, and I trust Brad Holmes, if he did get a 4th round pick, to get a player there. It's tantalizing. I'm 50-50 on it. But I must say, he would look so good in the blue. He would look so good taking on all the quarterbacks in the NFC North. So I'm 50-50 on it. What about the Detroit Lions signing free agent Jessie Bates, safety from the Cincinnati Bengals? You'll say, safety? What in the hell are you smoking? Well, multiple articles are talking about getting safety. And so I said, well, what the hell? Let's take a look at Jessie Bates here from the Bengals, and he is very productive safety. He's always on the field. If you look the past 4 seasons, he's pretty much in every single game. He's good in pass defense at the safety position. We got 8 last year, 4 interceptions, 71 tackles, very consistent. Again, 4 pass defense, 15 pass defense, 19 pass defense, interception, 3 interceptions, and the tackles are consistent. So he is a player the Lions could rely on. Well, what does he look like in compared to the rest of the Detroit Lions safety? Well, His tackles is consistent. He's very good in the interception department. Imagine him pairing up with Kirby Joseph. Man, my God, you'd have the turnover machines. He's decent in forced fumbles. In the pass defense, he's right there. But it's not all about just getting the player. It's all about the contract position per Spotract. To get him, it'd be a 4-year deal, $56 million, $14 million annually. So you'd be pairing him up with Tracy Walker, you signed last year, with Kirby Joseph and Jesse Bates. In all honesty, the safety position would be one of the best positions in the Detroit Lions' whole defense. It would be set up very good. You don't have to worry about Tracy Walker initially, but when he does come back, you'd have Tracy Walker, Bates, and Kirby Joseph. That safety position would be absolutely ridiculous for the Detroit Lions. And you know you can get better, whether it be the cornerback position in free agency as well in the draft. But I'm going to ask you right now, would you sign Jesse Bates to the Detroit Lions? You're giving up a lot. We're talking $14 million, and we're talking about the safety position. It is difficult, but let me know in the comments below, would you do it? Personally, I probably would not do it. I feel like that money could go elsewhere, like the cornerback position for the Detroit Lions, but that is just me. So let's get into a potential signing for the Detroit Lions. James Bradberry, very good corner for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, he's a consistent player as well, always on the field. He's always doing mad pass defense, 17-17, 18-12. He's consistently getting turnovers, 3-4, 3-3. His tackles are very consistent. He's a damn good player. He is. And to get him, no, it's going to cost some money here. We're talking about a 3-year deal, $45 million, an annual of $15.1 million salary for him. So he's going to cost a pretty penny. And in compared to the rest of the cornerbacks in the NFL, he wouldn't be top 10. He would be below Byron Jones, Darius Slay, and J.C. Jackson. So he's going to get a pretty penny, but he's not going to get the top dollar penny, in which is not bad if you ask me. I think the Detroit Lions could go after a player like him. They very well could, but would you? Would you sign Bradberry to the Detroit Lions? It would probably spell the end of Jeff Okudah after this year. Because of the contract, you're probably going to draft a cornerback high in the draft, so you're looking good short and intermediate, but it'd probably spell the end of Jeff Okudah. In all honesty, I wouldn't mind the Lions going this route. I wouldn't. It does feel like Jeff Okudah is not living up to his contract. He may not be the guy for the future, and the Detroit Lions need to get better in the secondary, no doubt about it. And for them to get a guy like a Bradberry and then draft a guy, and you still got a damn young secondary, Jerry Jacobs and the rest of the safeties, I think your secondary would look much improved. So I would consider doing this. I think that could be a move the Lions could get to get better. And he's been consistent as a dog. So yes, he's looking to get paid, but you look at the last 4 years, he's consistent. He's going to give production. It's not just, I want a contract and that's it. He will actually give you production. So I think that kind of option the Lions could look. But another cornerback the Lions could look, and we're hearing a lot as well, is Jamel Dean here, the cornerback out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a consistent player, 15, 14, 13 games played, so he does get nicked up 1 or 2 times. But, I mean, we're talking about after a 4-year span, not bad. His pass defense is not as good as Bradberry, 8, 9, 7, and 17. But he's good with interceptions, 2, 1, and 2, and he's a damn good tackler, and he's a younger player. James Bradberry is not the older guy like a Bradberry, but you're still going to have to pay him quite a bit of money. Now, per Spotract, we're talking about a 3 years, $49 million contract. Now, he's going to be near top 10 status of $16.5 million, but he's cornerback rank of 9. So yeah, he's worth that money because that's the rank that he's at. So he would be up there with the Darius Slay and J.C. Jackson contract. For me, if you're looking for a younger guy, I think he could be an option for the Detroit Lions. Yes, Bradberry is better, but he's a little bit older. He's younger, and he's been consistent. So if he's on the market and you're looking for a consistent dog who loves to tackle, Jamel Dean could be there. And again, just like Bradberry, if you had a Jamel Dean, you draft a guy like a Joey Porter Jr. or a Devin Witherspoon or a Gonzalez, and you have Jerry Jacobs. Your secondary position is young and feisty, something the Detroit Lions could do. And yes, I am not afraid of the Detroit Lions to go in and get yourself a good cornerback. And you can get one in free agency and it would help the team out, but it would probably spell the end of Jeff Okudah, in which I'm not upset about. If he cannot produce at a high level, I'm fine with him to walk. That's why you don't pick up the fifth-year option and see what it can do. Now, if he blows up, hey, the cap's going to go up next year, and then you can have the most ridiculous young secondary in the NFL with a guy you picked up in the draft, with a Jamel Dean or a Bradberry, whoever you pick here, and Jeff Okudah. So I'm perfectly fine with these options of the Detroit Lions. I just want them to get better by all means necessary in every position, and specifically defense in this free agency. If you can get one splash signing, one bona fide guy, I'm fine with that. Trading up sounds good, but you are giving up quite a bit. So to me, I'm 50-50 on it. I still believe in Brad Holmes and what he does. But we're dropping videos here every single day. On Thursday, we got the One Pride podcast. Get ready for that. Going to be a good show. And we got, obviously, more videos for you. With that said, I'm going to leave you with this. The greatest words ever spoke. Adios.